Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sarah. In today's video, I am going to show you how I did this fall makeup look. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Alright, so to start off with a nice glow, I am using the illuminating drops from RDL Young. I am not sure how to pronounce it. I got this while I was in Germany, and the only other reviews I've seen for the brand were from people that were actually from Germany. So I am assuming it is from there. But it's a really good product, it's very affordable, and it did a great job at giving me a natural, healthy glow. For foundation, I ended up using the Fit Me foundation from Maybelline in the shade 220. Again, I got this from the same drugstore in Germany, and people there must be really fair-skinned because this was the darkest shade they had at the drugstore. Literally the darkest, so I took it. I wish it was a little bit darker, but it ended up being a perfect match. As for the coverage of this foundation, it's really good. You can really build up to the coverage that you want, so it was really nice. I ended up just adding a couple extra layers and I was really happy with the result. To prep my lips for lipstick, I used the lip oil from Lvly. It's a really good lip oil, and especially before lipstick, it's really good. Then for my eyes, I used the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion, I think it's called, and then on top of it, I added the Bamboo Matchstick from Fenty Beauty to give my eyelids an even shade. And then I just set everything with my NYX Banana Powder. For eyeshadow, I chose to use the 3502 Second Nature palette from Morphe, and the first shade I am using as transition is the very first shade in the palette. Because as you can tell, my eyes are slightly hooded, I decided to put the transition shade right above my crease instead of in my crease where you wouldn't be able to see it, and for that I used the Morphe M513 brush. It's a fluffy brush that's really perfect for this. For our second shade, I am using this orange color that is only a little bit darker than our transition shade. I am focusing on the outer corner and keeping it in a V shape, and for that I am using a clean Morphe brush, and it's the M433. I continue packing it on and building the shade until I am satisfied with the result and when it reaches this nice burnt orange kind of color. When I've reached the result I was going for, with the same brush I just blend it a little bit and bring it more towards my inner corner. Then to emphasize the V shape that we've created, I take these two shades, a brownish color and a burgundy looking one, and I just emphasize the V that we've already created with a smaller brush, and this time it's the Morphe M506. Then to make everything look a little nicer, I used the brush that I used for my transition to blend everything, and then with a new brush I apply some bamboo matchstick on my lid. And here you can see me being overly emotional over an episode of Grey's Anatomy. When I finally regain control of myself, I just clean up everything, and with the same brushes I've used before, I reapply product where it might have gone missing because of the bamboo matchstick. Then with a small elf brush this time, I applied this copper rose gold shade on my lid on top of the bamboo matchstick. Then to make sure we don't have any rough edges, with the brush I used for my transition shade, I just blend everything together. And you can see me laughing because I am still watching Grey's Anatomy and Meredith said something funny. Then with a very small Real Technique eyeliner brush, I take these two shades right here and I use it as eyeliner. I wing it up a little bit too. I chose to use eyeshadow instead of actual eyeliner because I didn't want the look to look too, heavy. To blend the liner, I used the smaller Morphe brush that we used earlier. Then to give the look more of a fall vibe, I applied this more orange shade on top of the copper one that we applied earlier. And for my inner corner, I used this champagne shade. Then to clean up under my brow, I used the Naked 2 palette and I took the very first shade in it. For concealer, I used a combination of the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand and the Bar Minerals in the shade Medium Golden. With the Wet Beauty blender, I blended everything and I also used it to clean up under my eye for the excess eyeshadow. After that, I use my Laura Mercier translucent powder to bake and set everything. To contour my face, I used the NYX Wonder Stick. It has a really nice creamy texture and it's very easy to blend, so I really like it for that. For blending everything, I used the e.l.f. Sculpting Face Brush. It's a really good brush, especially for nose contour, because it doesn't really move the contour and it keeps it right where you applied it. Then to set everything together, I used the Bare Minerals foundation powder in the shade Toffee 19, and for that I use a big brush that I got at TJ Maxx, but I don't remember the brand. And for bronzer, I use Catrice Cosmetics Sun Glow bronzing powder, and it's in the shade 035 Universal Bronze. And as you can tell, I'm kind of packing it on and applying it everywhere where my face needs a little bit more color and definition. Then for highlighter, I chose to use the Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette from Hourglass, and I just mixed the two last shades together and applied it on the apples of my cheeks, my nose, and my upper lip. Then I took the second shade we used for eyeshadow on a small brush and I applied it under my eyes. And for mascara, I combined the Lash Domination from Bare Minerals and the Better Than Sex from Too Faced. The Lash Domination is really good for length and the Better Than Sex is great for volume. And then I used a spoolie to separate the lashes better. For blush, I did another combo. I started with the Sugar Bomb from Benefit, and then because I wanted it to be a little bit more intense, I added the Clarins Palette de Soleil on top, and I applied it all with the big Real Technique blush brush. And for lips, I used the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit in the shade Ginger, which is a perfect shade for fall. I first lined my lips with the lip liner, and then I filled it all up with the liquid lipstick. Shortly after this, my camera died, so I ended up setting my face off camera, but I used the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray for that. Well, this is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you subscribe and leave it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!